guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Monday, we're back again. Third build, coming out strong, CC free. Second build without CC for this world renovation. To be quite honest, really didn't miss it for this one because it's modern and it just doesn't need the CC. So yes, my idea for this whole Foxbury housing situation is that I wanted it to kind of be their own individual townhouses and then but it be maybe like a mini community. So you'll see there ends up being 3 townhouses, 2 students share each townhouse, which is wholly unrealistic. No one would ever give the student that much space, but Sims, we don't need realism. So yeah, 2 students share each townhouse, but then they have a shared community area at the top of the build, which is, I have to say, quite cute. Community garden, rooftop community garden. Well, not a rooftop community garden, a rooftop garden. Let's just call it that. Every single townhouse basically has access up to the roof where the garden is. So there's like nice lawn out there and loads of plants and stuff. So yeah, but basically the structure of this, I'm going to show you this first townhouse and then basically I duplicate this townhouse 3 times. But I did it and then I looked and it was a giant block. So I ended up undoing what I did and redoing all the copying and pasting and making it kind of stepped back. I just wanted to make each one tile further back than this one as it went along, just to give it a little bit more dimension and stop it being such a giant block of unholy modernness, you know? But yeah, again here you can see I've actually done this little it's meant to be a bifold door for the front door. I'm having a slight glitch with my doors for some reason. When I put my doors from the outside, my doors with glass in them don't have glass, which I don't think I remember that being a glitch for the pub build, or it definitely wasn't, because I remember putting graphics on the glass of the door, but suddenly, or maybe it's just this lot, I have no idea. Yeah, the glass has disappeared from every single one of my doors when I place them on this lot. From the outside, that is. If you look from the outside the build at the glass, yeah, nothing. So if it's outdoor lighting, no glass. But if you put the door inside, it has glass. So I don't know what this glitch is, if it's me, if it's the game, I don't know. But yeah, luckily we actually managed to get around that anyway, because I used there an arch as the front door and also the door out on the top floor. And I think I've used this trick before. I think I did it in my London townhouse actually, yeah. If you use an archway instead of, if you want to do this whole bifold door trick, I use an archway to do it, because then you can still have your great indoor lighting, and it's, you know, if you cut a hole out of the wall and just have no wall, it will end up having outdoor lighting and it's this weird blue disgusting lighting. It looks okay in the evening, but during the day it's just weird looking. So I made sure to leave the wall in, put the arch in, and then I put another wall with some windows in to make it look like bifold doors. So I'm probably going to be using that trick again somewhere in this modern Foxbury Institute. There's still the Commons build to do, which is a 40 by 30. It's going to be one huge build. I'm sorry, it just feels like it's going to have to be a huge build there. And then I still have the dorms to do as well. I think that's all the lots, isn't it, in Foxbury? Yeah, so they'll end up being 4 different modern lots in the world, and I can guarantee you now they're all going to be CC free. So, but don't worry if you're missing CC. Probably next build will be going back to Brightchester and having CC. I have actually some big plans for the dorms in Brightchester. I I think I'm probably going to end up doing the dorms twice. I know, I'm a crazy loon, but I have a couple of ideas and I need to kind of work them all. But anyway, I'm just going to say back to this build. It's super serious, super modern, as you can see from the power of great editing, or the fact that I just didn't even record my copying and pasting. We now have 3 townhouses. They're all stepped back beautifully. I put this like green wall built on these sized up city living dividers, and yeah, I just wanted to make sure that this build had enough green on it. I know it's quite blocky and I was trying to soften it. Ideally, I'd actually like this to be on a bigger lot so I could put more green around it. Unfortunately, this is what it is. I think it's a 30 by 20 this lot here. So yeah, we didn't have enough space. I really needed every inch of space I had for the townhouses, of course, because they had to step back as well, so I used up even more space. But yeah, before I forget, this build actually has only a limited number of packs used on it. I know, not only is this CC free, but you don't need to own the whole entire Sims catalogue in order to use it. So what I've done, I think I've done 5 or 6 different expansion packs, and I've only used 3 game packs on this build. The game packs I've used are Outdoor Retreat, Dine Out. We're busting our head here. What was the other one? I'm looking at stuff to try and remember if I can think of what is the third one? It's so not coming to me. Nope, it's not there. Anyway, there is 3 game packs, 5 expansion packs. I know I definitely use Island Living, but for bare minimum, the floats in the pool are from Island Living, and also I think 1 random plant on the rooftop garden ends up being from Island Living. But then also I've used Get Famous, I've used Get Together, of course Discover University. What else have we used? City Living, did I say that? Island Living, City Living, Get Together, Discover University. Wow, there's just, do you know what? I'm actually gonna take a look and see if I can discover what. No, I can't. Apparently I can't minimize my Adobe Premiere Pro while I'm recording in my voiceover, so boo. But yeah, minimal packs. So if you need to know what packs there are used in it, the gallery has a great function. It tells you exactly what packs have been used, and it can also show you what items from that pack I've used in the build. So some of them have more use. Oh, I know what else I use. Get to Work. There, I spotted the stairs. Get to Work also I've used. So yeah, quite a few. I've used the curtains that I had there on the build are base game, which actually suited the build better than the Dine Out ones. The Dine Out ones, I love those huge, just plain curtains from Dine Out, but they're a little bit too wide, even when they're at regular size, never mind when they're sized up to do a double story height. So I actually used base game ones, and they're called like Student Dorm Life or something. They were hinting at Discover University from the base game, that's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, we have moved up to the top to the rooftop garden here, and as you can see, yep, I said before, everyone has their own access to the roof. I end up doing plants around here. You can put plants up here. I ended up sizing down a lot of the trees because they looked a little bit too tall up here, so we had to kind of shrink everything down. And also, because there's no terrain paints, I kind of just put this dirt underneath around the border, but I wanted to soften up those lines. I didn't want the planting to be square or anything. We softened out all of those edges that you can see there with plants as we go along, but I wanted this up here to be a lot of green, so it's more green than it is colour, to be honest. But it's very lush, and I don't know if this kind of planting is that realistic to, actually no, loads of people have rooftop gardens. Yeah, I did actually go to a, what was it called, Sky Garden It's in London. It's in like a skyscraper. There is a indoor like tropical garden. It's got like palms and all kinds of tropical plants. And yeah, it's just a cool place you can go to, and it's got stairs all the way up. It's got amazing views of the city. It's 100% glass up there, plus an indoor garden. And then also you have, I think, a cafe, a restaurant, and a bar there. So yeah, I highly recommend that one. That was kind of a quick little detour. Didn't have any food there or anything, but it was nice to see views of London and also all of the plants and stuff like that. So that was kind of half of the inspiration, even though this is outdoors. That was kind of half my inspiration, but I didn't want this to be tropical. It's just kind of lush. The weird thing is about Foxbury is, I know this whole world is meant to be European, but to me Foxbury just, I don't know, I feel like I'm in some kind of Californian technical university or something. To me it does not say Europe at all once you get to Foxbury. It just, I don't know, it just is California or something. I don't know what it is. I thought maybe it could also still be like, it could still be Dutch, that kind of modernness. The houses that are on this like cul-de-sac here, I'm struggling to place what country that is meant to be from. I'm not too sure. And yeah, but I'm really glad that I managed to get this lot out of the way. It's quite a difficult lot to take screenshots of as well, so I'm gonna apologize for the thumbnail, because oi boy, there are like trees in the way, and then there's lampposts, and I'm just like, oh, I did not spend hours building this lot to have a bad thumbnail because of a tree. I wish there was a way that we could like turn off the trees being there when we're in tab mode in the camera, because they're just always getting in my way. It's either lampposts or trees just blocking the view of all of my builds. I'm just like, get out of the way. I wish there was like a switch to say whether they were visible or not, but yeah, so we're putting some more stuff out here. I wish they'd done like a proper football pitch. Would have been great. It would have been great to put up here like a football pitch or something, but it's just kind of a soccer ball. There's no other football things. I say football, you guys say soccer? Did I just do a combo of soccer and football in one sentence? I don't know. I'm losing it. But yeah, there's only that football. There's nothing else kind of related apart from posters, and that's about it. So I would have actually liked to see some other items to go along with that. That would have been nice. And yeah, putting here these plant pots. There's a plant that came from Get to Work that uses that plant pot, but then for some reason they put the plant pots in City Living, so the empty ones are in the debug under City Living, so I used those and I could put whatever plants I wanted to. Now I'm going to show you my whole process on this first townhouse. So this is basically what was going to set the standard for the others. When I think of, in my head, this is kind of like a brand new build. These have been built for purpose for Foxbury Institute students, and whenever I think of new builds, or whenever I've been in new builds, they're pretty, I don't want to say this about my own building, but this is what I was going for. I was going for a generic look. No one likes the word generic. Yeah, but I was going for like a kind of generic look. I wanted everybody to have the same facilities in every single townhouse, but to have personalized them. So and of course in modern builds, I just see a lot of white paint splashed everywhere, to be quite honest. And I've done wooden floors, and there is lots of glass in this as well. I saw this on Pinterest. I think it's meant to be a like housing complex that I took inspiration from. I did change it up a little bit. Well, I always change every single build that I get inspiration for up. But yeah, so I've put like the same kitchen into every single one. It's the same boring generic white kitchen, which I thought was very fitting because feel like in a student housing, it would just be this bog standard kind of kitchen. That base game kitchen I barely ever use, so I'm thankful that I got to use it again. And of course I put a not so great fridge in there, which I think is very fitting as well. And the microwave isn't the best one either. And yeah, I just liked it. Also, can I just say, there is a men in uniform calendar that came from Get to Work, and there's a topless police officer on that calendar. I was just like, how have I not ever noticed this before? I was just like, what? So of course that went into every single townhouse. And again, I made sure to put in the fire extinguishers. I chose the red swatch as well for the surround, which I actually normally see them in red surrounds or the grey ones. So I've used that and then put a sign above it as well. I found another fire sign that I end up putting on the kitchen. I think they always have these like warnings and stuff. I'm just imagining that there's actually a stove there because, we like to have stoves in Europe, but there isn't. So I've kind of just put the warning signs there in the kitchen, and also another one like above the microwave. I presume then in game that your microwave can't start a fire, which is good, but you can put fireplaces in your student housing, which I think my Sims are more likely to cause a fire from a fireplace than they are from cooking. So that logic was very questionable. But again, I've put fire alarms throughout. I've put this whole like fire sprinkling system because of course that would be in every single new build possible. And I'm going to pretend, for the sake of my storyline here, that students get to pick their own choice of sofa covers. So that's the reason why they can pick any colour they want. And I kind of just picked out that rug first and then matched everything to go with that. That was our colour scheme. I just found that swatch of the Get Famous rug and I was just like, oh, in love. That is going to be the basis for our whole entire build. So this one actually is my favourite one. The next one along, after I do all this, I do end up saying, okay, this is the template, and I put all of the same furniture into the other two townhouses. I don't film that because it's just all the same furniture, so I do it all in the white swatches, and in the second townhouse I find a colour scheme and spread that throughout as well. But for this first townhouse, my idea for the students that live here they are studying film, so whether it be film production or acting, this is the two students that live in here. So there's like clutter items from Get Famous, so there's like lighting, trucks and all that kind of stuff. So they're obviously studying the kind of whole film production, that would be the word. They're studying film production, and this is everything in this townhouse is adapted to that. So this is kind of like the film one, or acting, more film production than acting actually. The second townhouse is for engineers, so it's got that robotic workstation. I haven't actually got to place that in a build yet, so I'm excited to use that. That's one of the, I think, distinguished degrees in engineering at Foxbury. And I also put in the wall shower, but made it look super duper sexy chic. I know this bathroom is absolutely huge for a student digs, but this was one of those days when I was just like, nah, I don't need to be that realistic. Let's just go for it. That'll definitely be appearing in future builds like that aren't student related. That shower is just I've wanted a shower. I wish they'd put in a really nice one as well, because that's kind of bog standard, hey, communal shower thing. I'd love it if they had just put in a nice, good looking shower as well, because I don't always want to use the student one. Just have to put it out there. We'll just pretend that it's nice in all these Swish builds. But yeah, I put a window wall up there in the bathroom before to make it look like it was a lovely built-in shower. So We're up here into the study area. Every single townhouse is built the same way actually. Just the one next door is kind of reflected, but every area has a living area, a kitchen area, dining, its own bathroom. Every single bathroom is the same. And then they have this mezzanine level, which is the study, and then they go up and it's the shared bedroom. So yes, they do have to share, even though there's an entire townhouse. Because I have used mezzanine levels, your Sims have to share. But of course you can adapt this however you like. And as I said, the third townhouse is completely generic white everything. So if you want to get that full, that's how I imagine that the townhouses would originally come, is that way. And then these first two have already been personalized by the students, but the last one is waiting for someone to claim it and to move in. So you could, I suppose, use this in your own game and decide that you're gonna have to go to the university kiosk and buy all of the clutter and decorative items that you want to do, and you can pretend the bedding, you're going to go and buy bedding and everything. So yeah, that was my thought for the final one. It's kind of a bit more realistic for gameplay because it's all default swatches. Well, it's not default swatches, just all the plain swatches, the white that I went around and did. So anyway, up here to the top level, you can go out onto your balcony as well. I wish my student housing looked like this, to be quite honest. But yeah, I really like how the outside is quite serious, like the actual structure of the building is quite serious, and then we kind of made it more fun. And I'd definitely say it was more IKEA-ish in the inside. And again, the rooftop garden as well makes it a bit more friendly. So yeah, it could have turned out into quite a sterile place, but we added all this stuff in to make it not so sterile. So yeah, again, we kept everything generic, and then I wanted it so that all the colour in this build was from objects and like clutter, even furniture, or like the bedding. You can't be that realistic in the game. I wish we could have, I don't know, of course, if we had bedding and the bed frame separately like we all wish we could, then it would have been better for realism. I could have just had all the same colour furniture and you just put in whatever bedding colours you wanted. That is another thing I'd love. I don't think we're going to get that till Sims 5, but well, hey, I'm ready. If can you imagine if they don't have that in Sims 5? All these wants we've been like listing up, and we're like, okay, it's not possible for Sims 4, but Sims 5. I literally pray that we get that. So that's like back to the Sims 2 way of working, like the bed frame and the bedding would be separate. I think we've been loud enough on that one. I'm just got all of my fingers crossed. So yeah, up here I've made use of the divider, and we've just put fake laundry baskets in because I haven't actually put in a washing machine or anything. As I said, I was doing a restricted pack build. I didn't really have what packs I was going to use at the beginning of this, but as I went along and I kind of was able to use fewer packs, I thought let's just keep it to fewer packs, just for the sake of it. And I don't think any of you guys are going to miss laundry. Personally, I don't even do laundry in my game anymore. Not that I ever get to play because I'm always building, but when I do play, I don't really like to do laundry, and I don't normally put in the washing machine or the laundry baskets or the tumble dryer because I'm not about that life. I don't like doing laundry in real life, so not in The Sims either. Anyway, we're on to the second townhouse. I really struggle with the colour scheme here. You're going to see me chop and change. Again, I tried to base it off of the rug, which I was like okay with, but then I got up to the next floor and then I changed my mind again, and I was thinking about putting the orange on the wall there, and I was like, no, that's not really fair. That's not like a temporary thing. I wanted it to all look like they're temporary things that have been changed. And so I just changed. Yeah, up here was I just couldn't get a good colour scheme. I don't know what was up with me in this second townhouse, but I really struggled. See there to the left that everything is already in that third townhouse as well, so very generic. I do end up putting a rug there. This one in a black and white swatch for the house next door, but slightly sized down. So yeah, very plain. To be quite honest, I was almost going to turn the third townhouse into like a medical student's place. Not trying to say that you're a little bit boring, but that's what I saw in my mind. I was like, you can have all the get to work extra objects in there, it would be great. So that was what I had in my head, but I was like, no, I'm going to leave it generic and ready for your own sim to move into, and you can have a little bit more realism in the game. So yeah, I'm going through and changing this rug again because I completely changed the colour scheme again. We ended up doing pink and orange, which I don't think I saw myself doing that at the beginning of it. I think it did pink, orange, and like a tan kind of colour. But yeah, I have no idea how much this lot costs. I don't know if you'll have to tell me because I haven't got to play yet. Does the price of the housing have any make any difference to your university fees? Like if you've got a really nice housing versus a terrible one, does it change your amount you need for your student loans or anything? I have seen actually that for the student loans, going to university is way cheap in the game. It's like 1,000 and something simoleons, which is weird. I don't quite understand why it's so cheap, because there are many students will tell you it's not cheap to go to university. So I'm not too sure why it's so cheap. There's quite a few mods out there if you're interested. I've already seen floating around a couple of mods to change the pricing of university and make it more realistic, which I'm going to say thumbs up. I'll probably be using that. I'll play it maybe, well actually it would make no difference if I add the mod in and play it once realistically with the in-game settings and once with the mod settings, because whatever sim I send here, they're going to have more than enough money to go to university. So yeah, I'm just happy with these ones. I must say I did struggle a little bit more on the second one, so maybe we'll have a few more traditional ones rather than modern ones. Still not sure. I think I might, this is a might, so don't get shocked if it's not, I might tackle the Brightchester dorms, so the penthouse slot there. I might tackle that one next. I think that's where I'm leaning towards, either that or the commons. I'm not too sure. If you've got a strong opinion, let me know. Also, I did a poll and I think you guys wanted a separate giveaway for the spare code that I have for university, so I'll be doing a giveaway within the next few days and I'll post on the community tab to give you all the info. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.